Hey, Google.
I'm not scared.
Turn off.
I ain't scared.
You should be.
And oop.
And then did you call me lizard lips?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just want to make sure you did. Your banana bread is to die for.
Ooh. And oop. Will you allow me to eat?
No. Okay. We ate at Islands Restaurant, and Islands Restaurant is a chain that really goes all in on the beach vibe and the tropical vibe and the tiki bar vibe. That's its theme.
It's a cousin to Beach Hut Deli.
Yeah. And it came upon a midnight clear a couple decades ago when Planet Hollywood was hot. Rainforest Cafe was hot. So these restaurants with these, it needs to be an entertainment too, a destination.
Everything has to have a theme.
Right. Lots of kitsch, lots of shtick. But I don't, like, I was here for it 30 years ago. But now I just want good food and I want low key. I don't need frickin' Arnold Schwarzenegger's arm from Terminator 2 on the frickin' wall to enjoy myself.
Are you wearing your flare?
Yes.
Do you need the waiters to have their flare?
36 pieces of flair. But they really go all in on the surf, sand vibe. And I guess it's okay, but I don't, whatever. To me, that screams chain. Like some corporate conglomerate took a hold of it. It was like, we need to, we need this theme and we're going to make 8,000 locations across the globe. And it was cool. Do you remember watching Entertainment Tonight 30 years ago, honey? And Bruce Willis and Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger would show up at a Planet Hollywood opening in Tulsa, whatever.
Yeah, I
like,
do.
Wow,
yes.
this is something. But now,
it used to be an experience.
Yes.
But maybe we're getting older. It's lost a bit of its shine.
It has.
And maybe the fact that the food didn't always match the reputation or the ambiance.
Right.
That probably had something to do with it.
Well, all this time and energy was put into Arnold Schwarzenegger's metallic arm on the wall.
Right.
And they're like...
in a glass case on the wall.
Right. And, I'm going to look at that. Meanwhile, these fries suck, but Arnold Schwarzenegger... his arm is on the wall. We went to the islands in San Diego, California, where I'm from, where I grew up, where my parents currently live. We were visiting my parents, and we went to the Mira Mesa location, which is not a Tony suburb, but it's right next to a Tony suburb where my parents live, called Scripps Ranch. But what had happened was we walked around Miramar Lake, which is just right around the way from Mira Mesa. That's where they shot Top Gun. Ever hear of it?
Wow.
We walked around. Well, we didn't walk around Miramar Lake because it's 5 miles. We got in like a mile. We got in 2 miles.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's little markers for every half mile.
Yes.
And at every marker, you were like, let's turn around.
Yes.
And I had to push you. I pushed you all the way to the 1 mile mark.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you weren't begging me for too long, but finally at the 1 mile, I said, okay, we'll turn around.
Well, at every marker, I was like, at the quarter mile, I was like, really? This is a half mile because we got to walk our ass back to the car. So half mile. This is really 1 mile because we got to walk. But yeah, we did 1 mile, which is really 2 miles.
Round trip, it was a 2 mile walk.
Yeah, and it was fine. But you were like taken by Miramar Lake. So there's 2 things going on. Like, I've been around Miramar Lake. I've been to Miramar Lake hundreds of times. And so it was like whatever to me, but you were taken by its grandiose, which I was just like, oh.
You took me to Miramar Lake the first time you took me to San Diego, which was about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But we didn't walk at all. We drove up, we stepped out of our car, looked right there out at it, and then we left. You took me a little bit along the path this time.
Yeah, you made me go a mile,
well,
which is really 2 miles because you got to head back.
So
this is why I like running on a treadmill, because you run on a treadmill, you're like, okay, I want to run a mile, and you run a mile, and then you leave the gym and you go home. But if you're running outside, treadmill versus running outside, you run a mile and you want to stop, then you're like stuck in the middle of the nowhere.
You got to get back to your car somehow.
Right, and you got to deal with the elements and leaves and branches and rocks and curbs and trees. Yes.
Honey, we weren't running.
Correct.
First of all. But 4 years ago when you took me, I was not impressed. Okay?
Yeah.
No offense to those at Miramar.
Tom Cruise.
Well, it was just a lake. I was like, okay, it's a body of water.
Yeah.
But as soon as we started walking along that path, oh my goodness, it was gorgeous. The trees. I felt like I was entering into like an oasis. Pandora, exactly.
The way of water.
It was so colorful. I was Sam Worthington going into Pandora. It was beautiful. So I wanted to keep going because we kept going and it got more and more pretty.
Yeah.
And you just kept complaining and crying and you wanted to turn around.
The whole thing was so funny to me because I've been there a million times. It's a lake with some shrubbery and a few ducks. But taking it in from your perspective, a child's perspective, or a deer or whatever in headlights. I don't know if that's the right analogy. It isn't. But you know what I'm saying. It was very odd. I was like, this is Miramar Lake, dude.
I was taking a million pictures.
Yeah,
I kept stopping every 5 feet.
You were
snapping a photo.
What was the adjective you described it on? Because you put it on the gram, honey.
That's right. I used a word to describe it, and you kept making fun of me for the next few weeks.
Was it glorious? Because that you had a couple pictures you wanted to post, and you did, and then the caption, which as all young hip people, it's all about that caption, yo. And so we went back and forth for a few hours.
You're right. The word was glorious.
Yes.
And then for like the next few weeks, you kept using that word.
Yeah.
To describe everything San Diego related.
Yeah. And islands, chicken tenders were glorious.
You're making fun of me, really.
We were poking, honey. We were just having a good time.
I'm impressed with San Diego. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a small town hick, and you took me to the big city, and you showed me the bright lights, and I was in awe.
When people think of San Diego, they think of sun, surf, Laguna Beach,
right?
Sand, not Miramar Lake. But I guess it's all perspective. It's all about how you came up
to be
in this crazy game called life.
I'm easily entertained and I'm easily awed.
Yeah.
Like I find the view outside of our window here in West Sacramento glorious.
I love it. We both have low expectations when it comes to anything. Views, food, life.
Nature, anything.
Yeah. I stare out the window. I stare at our cat staring out the window. It's glorious.
It is indeed.
So we did a 2-mile sojourn around 40% of Miramar Lake, or 20% of Miramar Lake. And then we got Hungy, and we went to Islands, which is just down the way in Mira Mesa. So first of all, where do you want to sit, inside or outside? We chose outside because we had been walking. We were a little musty, like Dixie D'Amelio. So we're like, let's sit outside. But of course, when you sit outside, because most people were sitting inside, and it's a huge location. There's a lot of tables inside. But we were the only ones outside. So our waitress, we didn't get a lot of attention because we were the only ones outside. And I understand that. So we had to brave that front, honey, together. But it was a nice day outside. And then the other thing is that, speaking of San Diego, sun, surf, sand, the outside of Islands in Mira Mesa is a parking lot. You're staring at the Edwards Cinema.
Yeah.
And a bunch of chain restaurants and shopping. There's an Old Navy next door. So you're looking at a bunch of cars. There's not much ambiance.
True, but somehow, even the parking lots in San Diego are pretty. I don't know if there's more trees. I don't know if the air is clearer. Something about it is just like everything's a little bit heightened.
Would you say it's glorious?
It is glorious.
So the lakes are better. The parking lots are better. It's a whole different vibe. You sound like my mom.
The Dollar Tree. Okay, for real.
Oh my god.
The Dollar Tree was better.
Yeah, it was.
We both were like, wow, this is clean. Wow. This is stocked.
Right. Where are all the empty boxes in a normal Dollar Tree littering the aisles? Well, you know what? It's the suburbs, because if you go to Dollar Tree in Roseville, it's a different it's a different game than if you go to the inner city Dollar Tree. But yeah, I guess it's just the burbs, and we live in the burbs, I would say. There
might be an aspect also of just being on vacation,
right?
Being in a different city,
right?
Everything's a little bit more fun and pretty.
Yeah. So we sat outside, and then one thing we ordered, we got a couple waters to start off with. They bring water in a mug, which is fun, and we got lemon and ice water, which I like that option. But then the other thing is that, because we drank, we were parched, we were musty like Dixie D'Amelio. Did I mention that? She shaved her head, or
her
side of her
sister
head.
did.
Oh, okay. Charlie.
One's
Dixie.
Musty, one has a shaved head. That's the D'Amelio sisters.
Yes. Watch their show on Hulu, or don't.
It's terrible.
Most followed TikToker, whatever that means. Whatever. But we wanted more water, and then our waitress brought more mugs, a couple more mugs.
Yeah.
Was that wasteful, or instead of like refilling? With
was. I was like,
pitcher.
Where's the pitcher at, girl?
Yeah.
Maybe she doesn't care about the dishwasher in the back. That was very odd. I think that's unusual to bring out an entire new mug.
Yeah. Of
your drink.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It was wasteful.
Wasteful.
You should have yelled that. Where's the pitcher at, girl? So okay, let's get to our food. You got the beach bowl, honey. It comes with grilled chicken or grilled fish. You got the fish. Fresh grilled pineapple, red bell peppers, snow peas, water chestnuts, red onions, broccoli, and diced scallion served over white rice with teriyaki or hoisin sauce. You got both.
I did.
Yeah.
I was indecisive. I was waffling.
Yeah.
And the waitress, luckily, she stepped in and said, "How about I bring you both?"
The wasteful
on the side.
waitress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wasted again and brought me both sauces.
Right. I advocated for hoisin because teriyaki sauces, you can find that on any corner, dime a dozen. Teriyaki sauces everywhere. Go with the hoisin. But in the end, you got both, and you ended up liking the teriyaki. So don't listen to me, honey.
Okay,
I'm an idiot. I'm just a dumb man over here. But go, thoughts, feelings, comments, reflections on your beach bowl, my love.
It was so good.
It was good.
I loved it, and especially after hiking 2 miles, it was super refreshing.
You gotta say that, hiking 2 miles, because we weren't really hiking.
I always regret what I order at restaurants. You know I'm notorious for this.
You do, yeah.
But for once in my life, I loved what I ordered.
Yeah.
It just hit the spot.
Yeah.
The fish was good. I loved all the veggies.
Well, the fish, you were at first confused. Because you were like, is this chicken or fish? It was like kind of in the middle of, it was Chish or Ficken. It was something.
Appearance-wise and texture-wise, it didn't look like it didn't flake apart like the fish does.
Right.
But it was good.
Yeah.
I love teriyaki sauce. There's a reason you can find it everywhere and it's so common because it's so good.
I see.
I wasn't a fan of the hoisin.
Yeah.
It was too sweet, I think.
Yeah.
But I love teriyaki, man. I could eat that every day.
Yeah.
So, super delicious. The veggies were good and fresh. There was some pineapple in there.
Yeah.
I love pineapple in my savory dishes.
That's something that I learned, and we've been married for 16 years? 3 years. But you like grilled pineapple.
I do.
And I did not know that. but you like the sugars coming out and the caramelization and all that stuff. But do you like it on pizza?
I don't, but I could eat it. I love it in my my sweet and sour dishes.
Yeah.
I love it with some savory sauces and some grilled peppers.
Yeah.
I'd much rather do that than a pizza. Yeah. It doesn't really go on pizza, in my opinion.
Oh, controversial opinion. Hot take. Shots fired. Yeah, I thought it was okay. It was fine. Excuse me, Liz Fisher. We just talked to her on the phone. She mentioned my belching. I thought it was fine. But yeah, for being on track and post hike, it was a good time. But who wasn't on track was me. So I got the tiki tenders, chicken tenders, described as crisp chicken tenders served with a side of ranch dressing. Now, okay, right away. I like my tendies with honey mustard or barbecue. So I said, hey, can I get some honey mustard? And our waitress was like, yeah, okay. But it turns out, like, she didn't bring ranch dressing and honey. Well, she brought ranch dressing and honey mustard. But I wanted, like, a lot of ranch and a lot of honey. And I got one tiny, small plastic cup of ranch and one tiny, small cup of honey mustard. So I was like, I wanted honey mustard for the tendies. I wanted ranch for the fries.
Oh, yes.
She brought one little, and this goes to sitting outside. She was barely around, and that's fine. I understand. She wasn't hovering around us saying, oh, can I get some of this? Can I get? So, yeah, I was bereft of sauce, my love.
Oh, there's nothing worse.
It was a dry summer.
I think I offered you my hoisin, but you don't want that for your tenders or your fries.
No. Well, maybe I should have taken it. And then I got the fresh cut island fries, described as from the menu, best fries on the west side. West Side. What is this? Tupac Shakur. Oh, it's Diddy and Bad Boy and Biggie. Oh, the rivalry from the late 90s. Daily fresh cut potatoes that are cooked to perfection and then tossed with our own secret seasoning. Okay, so the ranch right off the bat, super thin, dude. Like I would put some attendee in there, some fries, and right away it would just start spilling off the side like a duck on water, or like oil on water, or whatever simile, metaphor, hyperbole you want to throw in there. But I like thick ranch.
I love thin ranch.
There's room for thin ranch, but I want ranch to stick to the product I'm dipping it to.
Well, yeah.
So the ranch was super thin, and I'm not above, as you know, honey, if there's a thin condiment or a thin sauce in a little plastic cup, I will like take a bite of something and then drink.
Oh yeah.
Like Vietnamese fish sauce, which is very thin, because it doesn't stick to anything, and that's fine. But I will take a bite, and then take a shot. It's like a chaser.
I've seen you drink many condiments and sauces, and I was shocked the first time I saw it. But yeah, you drink hot sauces. You drink any kind of dip or sauce.
To be honest,
it's very impressive.
Does it turn you on?
I mean, you're a real man.
It's kind of sexy. But ranch, I'm not going to take a shot of ranch, okay? I'm a 45-year-old man. And then the lady only brought me one thing of ranch, so I was like, I'm conserving my ranch. But ranch, super thin. The chicken tendies, they were fine, but they may as well have been from like a bag from Walmart, like frozen tendies you throw in the air fryer. They were just not notable.
Yeah, I mean, what can you really do with chicken tenders?
Bread them, dip them in egg. I used to watch the Food Network, honey. You dip them in egg, you get some breadcrumbs, and then you dip them in there.
I think where you can really excel with tenders is like a special sort of seasoning, maybe.
Yeah.
But really, like, what can you do? The frozen ones, like from Dollar Tree or whatever, as good as the ones you get at a restaurant.
Katsu, different breadcrumbs. There's so much you can do.
Okay.
Islands did not do it. They were fine, but they were just like straight up Tyson from a bag.
What's wrong with Tyson?
That you buy. Nothing is
Just
wrong
kidding.
with Tyson, but when you're in islands and you're paying $15
when you're in the tropics on vacation.
Yeah, man. When you're in Jamaica and you're eating some chicken tendies, you expect a little more. There was nothing noteworthy about them. The honey mustard that she brought me was good. The highlight of the meal was the fries. The fries were bussin'. They were sort of like In-N-Out fries, which are like 90% of America and the internet do not like In-N-Out fries.
Right.
And I can't blame you. But they were crunchier, which most people complain that In-N-Out fries are just cooked not long enough or soft or whatever. So these were like In-N-Out but crunchier, and then like from the menu description, they have the seasoning on there. Added a little zippity doodah. I thought the fries were really good. And then the special seasoning was a winner. But yeah, the tendies, big miss. The fries were bussin'. And then someone on the internet asked me, you went to Islands, which is a burger joint, traditionally speaking. You went to Islands, why did you get chicken tenders? And I responded with, I typed on the internet, I said, because I wanted chicken tenders.
Exactly.
Bitch.
Ooh.
I think it was a guy.
Okay. That still works.
Because I wanted chicken tenders.
Because we do what we want.
Fucker.
Whoa, jeez.
And then I dropped the mic, honey, and I walked off Facebook. Drop the mic. We did sit outside. There was another couple that came outside sort of near the end of our meal. And so it was just us and them. And right away when we saw the other couple, we were like, oh, these assholes. messing up our style, messing up our vibe. But actually, that was the moment when you were talking to your mom on the phone. So we were like, oh, these people are going to come out here and mess up our stilo. But then they were thinking, oh, these people out here, they're on the phone. They're going to be on the phone the whole time. Mm-hmm. But in the end, it was muy simpático. We met, we broke bread, we had a good time. They were quiet in the end. We were quiet.
Yeah.
It was just the momentary oddness that we're going to hate each other. We made a mistake. And these people are loud and annoying. But we all got along. We all were friends. So Islands, honey, they're all closed in Sacramento. Would we ever go back? Do you ever have the desire to get your beach bowl? I do want to try a burger, but
I feel like there's nothing really special about it.
Yeah.
I'm fine if I never go again.
Yeah. Same. But I remember when Islands first opened 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It was a big deal. It was fun. But yeah, the food, I don't know if the food was crappy back then, but the food has not gotten any better. I do want to try a burger. So maybe.
We'll see.
But they're not in Sacramento, so what's the point of this conversation? Okay. Well, are we done, honey?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, do you remember our tab?
No.
I want to say it was 40-ish.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. We only got 2. Oh. I know why it was so much, because we got your stepdad, Kurt, a burger to go.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Which he mowed down quickly. I'm sure it was a fabulous burger. I want to go back for a burger.
Let's go.
next time we're in San Diego.
Let's go all the way around Miramar Lake next time. All 5 miles.
Wait.
Then we'll go get a burger.
I would do that, but we got to go early in the morning when it's cool.
Okay.
So we don't get musty like Dixie D'Amelio. Are we done, honey?
Yes.
Okay, we're done. Yes, queen. Bye-bye.
And oop.
We got chicken.
Is that crispy, juicy, tender? I can't eat no longer. And oop.